Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are sorry about the slight delay, technical difficulties and all, but we
Yeah,
think we got it figured out. Hopefully.
allegedly.
However,
Hopefully.
draft is about to be starting up, and something to note, sides have not swapped. TD Syndicate opting to stay on the red side. They want that counter pick. So that says, hey, we know what we did wrong, so we're going to change some things up and get straight into this. But the draft has begun, and once again, Heimerdinger and Thresh will hit the ban table.
Yep. I don't think we're going to see too many changes here. We might see one reactionary ban come out from the side of Syndicate. Technically, there is a change, Last time it was the R1 ban for Jinx and the R2 ban for Thresh, but now they're swapped. There's the Syndra, recognizing, okay, maybe that gave us some troubles in the mid lane. Yes, there wasn't a lot of solo kill threat early on, but especially once things got snowballing a little, once that unleashed power was available, we saw a lot more threat coming out. So, what's the power going to be? We saw the Sivir last time. That is back up on the board. Performed quite admirably.
Do you just take the Sivir again? It worked for you last time. Not much has changed, and it looked
Hey,
like that's what the call is.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean,
Yeah.
Sivir's my actual go-to in solo queue right now because I'm having to reacclimate to Summoner's Rift after the ARAM hiatus. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's just pick Sivir. I can farm. I can participate in fights by pressing R. And I can also hard carry like we saw last game. I haven't been hard carrying like we saw last game, to say the least. But that Saber is quite the menace here. Paired well to Renata, all things considered, in those late game team fights.
Oh, I love it. We
We
get
get
a
some love with
Kog'Maw.
that. Hey, it's
Juggernaut
Lulu.
coming in. Cog Lulu. Oh, I love it.
Throwback.
Narwhal's been talking up, saying, I want to play it. I want to play it. Super Square won't let me play it, but coach, I want to play it. He finally gets his hands on the Juggernaut, and we're going to be able to see what he can bring to the table. This just says we go in late and we go in dangerous with the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, although the Kog'Maw also spikes very hard early on, or at least that used to be the case when you rush Ginsu's. You still do spike fairly hard once you do reach the max rank of your W. That bleh 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 bleh. So look for that all in potential in lane because a lot of people, they still have the thought of like, oh, Kog'Maw's that hyper late game carry. It's like, yes, Kog'Maw does still have that pretty strong late game, but like people forget about the early game because that W, the Bioarcane Barrage, just does so much damage here. You do thankfully once again have the Renata Glass that worked out so well last game. Those handshakes will be key to stopping any onslaughts from this Kog'Maw, but the Amumu that was taken away last game in those bans gonna be locked in here. Just some nice AoE lock. Oh lord, some nice AoE lockdown as I hiccup.
You're all good, it happens. But yeah, Mumu picked up there for Zigify. We saw him being a menace with the Jarvan, and now even more lockdown available with the Mumu and the Curse of the Sad Mummy. If he can ever get on to Vampiric Narwhal and this Kog'Maw is going to explode. But the response here from TD Syndicate going to be the Trundle coming in for Verinda, the Troll King on the Rift, picking it into the tank of Mumu, saying, your stats are now my stats.
That's if it is Tank Amumu. It could be Holy Hand Grenade Amumu. Although more likely is like a kind of AP build with like a Demonic Embrace, that sort of stuff. Still a lot of health to take away with that Subjugate though. That and also the Pillar, I believe, can cancel the Bandage toss. Don't quote me on that. That's like a pretty sure bet, you know.
If it's timed properly, it can.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it is definitely a tight window. What else do you want to ban here? The Silas. Interesting enough. Definitely much more aimed at comfort here because right now you're looking at the ultimates to steal. Not a ton for the Silas I usually associate with the stealing. As casters, it is our mandatory duty given by our Lord and Savior Mac Merrill to mention whatever ultimates there are to steal when Silas is locked in. So you're not gonna have to mention that this game.
Now the Annie also taken away. Just such a strong CC lockdown mid laner. Ever since her damage reflect on the shield applied to abilities, she's been a menace at both mid and support. Taken away from Spat, so not going to be able to have the easy button coming in the mid lane. But Kaizen banning away the Swain from Lemon Sap as well as the Victor. The targeting still happening mid lane, as now the blind pick going to come in for one of the solo laners. We'll have to see which one it is. Zardes opted to go blind last time, even when having the option to counterpick, so I'd expect we see him picking something up once again.
Can also lock in the mid lane here because, I mean, To say there was a very heavy mid lane focus in bans is a little underselling it. 7 targeted towards his mid lane, whether directly or maybe indirectly, you could argue. But it is going to be the Mordekaiser run back once again. Does actually work well into the Amumu because the Amumu bandage tosses in. You just insta-ult the Amumu. So there is no 5-man Curse of the Sad Mummy. And then you can wail away on the lonesome and sad Amumu crying tears while you're bonking.
Yep, Zardes picking up the Mordekaiser. He found a lot of success early into the game, but that just means OnlyFans is going to go back to the counter he brought out in game 1 that found success in the game, just not in the lane, as Kled is picked up as Anivia, the queen of the Freljord, the Frost Phoenix herself, coming in for Spat as the blind pick.
Technically, there are 3 queens of Freljord. Technically.
Semantics.
I don't know where Anivia lies in, like, the lore. I know she's like a god. She's not like, you know, the queen in politics sense, but that is a huge lore derailment. That aside, the Kled gonna be locked in once again here against the Mordekaiser. We saw the first blood did come through in that top lane here for this Kled for Ornhub, but struggled as the lane went on. Seraphine and the mid lane.
That is interesting. Basically, with this Seraphine coming in for Lemon Sap, they are saying we are putting all of our eggs into the Vampiric Narwhal basket on this Kog'Maw. Either he is going to carry the game, or we are going down 0-2.
That's definitely a metric crap ton of protection here for the backline Kog'Maw. Because usually when you see Kog'Maw comps nowadays, you still see the enchanters support with the Kog'Maw like the Lulu, but you don't usually see like the full team investment. But looking at this is kind of a full team investment if you want to twist it that way, because you have the Trundle here to just subjugate whichever tanks dive on top of you, or Pillar to stop a lot of engages. You have the Mordekaiser to Shadow Realm anyone trying to hop on your back line. Then you have double enchanters here. So very much so, and all in the Kog'Maw basket here. Vampiric's going to have to play one hell of a game, to say the least here, Bickle.
Definitely will. It's all going to be on his shoulders. Once again, we saw how game 1 went. We saw how those drafts went. Whose draft are you favoring out in the end? Do you like the pivot Syndicate's made to this Juggernaut comp? Or do you think Kaizen's still riding high on this Sivir for gaming?
I'm leaning towards Kaizen here because Vampire, we have seen them perform, don't get me wrong, Bickle, but this is like the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like, you know that statue of Atlas just like carrying the entire world? That's gonna be Vampire, just their entire team this game, it feels like, you know. And that's gonna be a hard angle if Vampire does fall behind. We saw them lose that 2v2 in the bot lane. We saw a lot of ganks in that bot lane last game, and not much is gonna change. Like, there's an Amumu coming now instead of a J4. Big whoop. There's definitely going to still be ganks here in this bot lane.
There absolutely will, and you know everybody on Kaizen is gunning for Narwhal on this Kog'Maw.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can do these carry games as Kog'Maw. You have the double enchanters, so the tools are there. It's just going to be, that's a lot of weight placed on your shoulders, but it's also just such a huge target on your back, which can make things hard. But if it does work out, I mean, it is going to work out for Syndicate, don't get me wrong. It's just, there's a large hurdle to get it to work.
Definitely a large hurdle, and it really is. Can you protect this Kog'Maw enough? And it's really going to come down to what can Vampiric Narwhal do with the resources. We will have to wait and see. With that, though, we are going to head into our spectator delay. When we come back, we're going to bring you game number 2 of TD Syndicate taking on Event Horizon Kaizen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into game number 2 of the IBS playoffs here at BOL. We have Event Horizon Kaizen on the blue side, currently up 1-0, taking on the Juggernaut comp of TD Syndicate. And we are in for some excitement.
Okay. I think Wower spots this. Oh,
Wower
wait,
does
no,
pop.
they don't. Okay, they spot it now.
Things are coming in. They're okay. Ward is dropped. They're safe.
Okay. You see the response deep ward, though. Yeah, nothing happening there. Unless you had the beat drop available for Lemon Sap. Not the biggest threat in the world there. We're hoping to catch someone off guard. He technically did, but they had enough time to react. And now you got to pay the deep ward price, as we see around that red buff there. And a counter trap being set up for Rinda. Might be in danger.
Sidesteps the bear trap on a rope, though. Does get hit by the flash frost. Will be okay, though.
Ooh, misses the root there from Lemon Sap. Damn, if that landed, maybe you force out a summoner. Maybe you force an early pot. I'm not gonna hype it up too much because it would have just been like, yeah, eat that. But no real shenanigans. Well, there were shenanigans, but they were unsuccessful shenanigans here, and everyone's just gonna be heading over to lane, hunky dory. Oh,
now.
you there? Okay,
Nothing
you
too
are.
much going on. I'm here. We are ready for action, though, as all eyes are going to be on this bot side. If Narwhal can get ahead, can get to late game, he's going to be so difficult to deal with. If not, you have to think Kaizen are in position to take a 2-0 lead in this series. But just to give everybody else an update about what's going on across the rest of this league. Right now, this is not the only game going on. We know that Kaizen is currently up 1-0 in the series. CB Clowns, the number 1 seed out of Zon, currently up 1-0 as well on their opponents, Tenebris Esports Aeon, and CB Forsaken up 1-0 on to TD Dusk. So not a good night for TD at the moment. Both teams down 1-0. We still do not know the result of game number 1 between CB Syndicate and their opponents. And let me think, who was CB Syndicate?
Verinda got the long shot here for the pillar.
Wrapping around. Zardes still pulled in, but Verinda looking to get these autos off. Lauer knocked back using the handshake. All things okay in the end, though. No Summer's Burn, but Zard's looking to pull in fans here as autos are coming out topside. Violent tendencies, though, are going to mean he resets on that mount, uses the pocket pistol in the end. All things considered, pretty favorable for the side of
oh, we're seeing the repeat here in the bot side.
It's the repeat, but look who's here. Zig's read it. Zig is in the area. Verinda's here. Uses the pillar to knock back Gaming. The polymorph comes out, but
just lands. Beautiful.
Trying to force a flash away. The autos are coming up, but the Vanish Pulse will take down Verinda. Helium Bamboo maybe next on the menu, but Narwhal is spitting and spitting and spitting. Lethal is stacked up, means he's able to force off Lauer, and he saves his support's life in the end.
Like you said, beautiful read there by Zigify to just come back in and say, hey, we know you're doing the run back here. Stop that. They definitely stopped that. Get some key summoners out here. That's 2 flashes down. That's also the exhaust down here from Helium. Makes this bot lane much more easy to gank. Only cost Lauer's flash by the looks of it from that play. And, I mean, Kaizen, first blood here in this bot side. You get an assist going over to Gaming Nerd Sever, who snowballed so hard last game. Already going to have a little bit of a lead in this one.
Yep. And right now, Gaming Nerd 001 again started that call, getting themselves some stacked up, getting some extra money.
Yep, a little cha-ching. Alright, just a lot of friendly trading. Just some banter here in the bot lane, as the Brits like to say. At least I think that's primarily British.
Zardes trading back, gets hit with that bear trap on a rope. Going to be okay, though. As OnlyFans doing much better in this top side this time, keeping the CS relatively even, though doesn't have that solo kill going his way. Both top laners seem to have learned from last game in terms of this matchup.
Yep. I mean, you already have a whole game's worth of practice on it this series, so it will help going into this one. And you don't want to be making up slip-ups in this top side, because we saw it snowball out of control for Zardes last game. Interestingly, after I mentioned that Kled is the type of champion that can snowball with a lead and can get those solo kills, so a little bit of caster curse there. See if we caster curse this game, but for now, it's just going to be all's quiet on the caster curse.
They're going to step up, hits the Obliterate, gets a bit of extra damage out. Both these top laners working towards the level 6. That's a big spike, as it gives us that realm of death for Zardes. Sidesteps on the pocket, on the bear trap and rope, looking to chase down. There is the jousting in out of OnlyFans. He is being burned down. There comes the dismount. Violent tendencies not available, but the lethal tempo is up. Auto's coming out. He's looking to rebound, but it's enough Zardes with the solo kill.
So close to the remount there, although key to point out, Zardes did hit level 6 in that trade. I'll hold that thought, because Verinda is here in the bot side, can look for a fatty pillar. You can't, well, you can spell shield it, but you're still going to get displaced by it, because it is terrain.
Once again, Zigify hovering in the area, able to read it, pulled in off the handshake. Helium Bamboo going to be chunked down, but the pillar comes out from Verinda, looking to just try and disengage and save the life of his teammate. Kill forced out of Gaming Nerd to make sure Lauer gets out to safety. All in all, though, works out for the side of Kaizen. They were able to find out where the jungler is and only cost themselves a heal.
It is definitely a costly bit of information, though, and we'll see what that leads to, because the dragon is up. Verinda can go for it. They have Cryo in this bot side. It looks like they have Cryo in the mid. Right now, it's just a matter of grabbing the Scuddy. And
Lemon Sap and Spat looking to go in here. The
Spat.
wall lands as there's the bandage toss from Zigify. He's just looking to melt down Lemon Sap. The charm comes out, not enough. As the bandage toss will come in, Conqueror is stacked. Zigify will take him down. Verinda's in trouble now, slowed by the Glacial Storm. And Zigify's looking for another flash in with the Tantrum. Takes down Verinda.
3-0 on the Samumu. That's scary, although we saw what happened when one of these champions last game got that huge early game lead with all their team's kills. It definitely did backfire eventually thanks to that one big shutdown, so we'll see if history repeats itself. However, Kaizen just so definitively in the lead right now. They got themselves a very nice gold lead for being less than 8 minutes into the game, you know, approaching on that 2K mark. Well, okay, approaching on the 1.5K mark here. They got themselves the first dragon. They're going to be feeling fine and dandy about that because you're just putting pressure on this map, making sure there isn't enough time for all the things to fall into the Kog'Maw basket.
Zardes pulled in by that bear trap on a rope, but is able to trade some damage back. Both these top laners perfectly okay to trade a bit of their health bar. Of course, Zardes has the indestructible to heal back up. OnlyFans relying on that Skarl to just be able to treat him well and keep him healthy. Meanwhile, though, a trade is coming in. Jousting comes through from OnlyFans, getting back towards his tower's safety. Zardes using this darkness to just rip through the wave and shred.
Could see a dive in this top lane if Verinda wants to. Pathing down back towards the bot. We can see Spat and Zigify are on this blue buff right now. We'll be able
Zigify being the true jungler, giving Spat his blue buff, saying, you know what, you use it well. And honestly, it doesn't even hurt Zigify that much. Still up 20 CS on Verinda on this Trundle. With the Trundle, you're going to be looking to make moves early, but it's been Zigify all across the map, clearing ahead, ganking ahead, and being wherever Verinda is, just making sure his team is in a great position.
Soloing the Herald too right now. We see Verinda on the bot side, so not too much of a potential contest coming out unless a Zardes goes in and tries to get that 1v1, but that's not solving the Herald issue. And yeah, that's just a free Herald picked up here. The objective domination continuing this game. Oh, Lord. A little tired. Continuing this game for Kaizen.
No worries. Spat just clearing out this mid wave, using the Glacial Storm, all considered. Wow, we're sitting in this bush in case anybody ever steps up. 6s are available. Handshake is pulled. Wow, we're just going to back away. There does now have access to the hostile takeover in case any engage comes in. If you hit Narwhal to the hostile takeover, he's going to rip through his entire team with that Bio-Arcane Barrage.
Yeah, you just turn on the W, and then you just go bleh, 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 bleh. I always like saying that. If I was a play-by-play, that's how I'd play-by-play cast Kog'Maw fights. Just go bleh, 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 bleh. That is the sound you make on most skins.
We do see Verinda is hovering again down bot side, looking to try and make anything happen, get themselves a bit of a lead. But top side, there's just more trading coming.
Yep. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a very trade-heavy top lane here, and especially before either of these champions get their sustain tools, whether it's Zardes getting the Jack Show for that eventual healing in a fight, or the Hydra Rush here, or OnlyFans, you know. It means these trades really do stick for the most part, and they're feeling it. They are feeling it here without any potions. Gank set up in the bot side here. No word to spot this. So Spat just flying into this brush willy-nilly. You can drop the wall here. That's going to force a flash or something. Bandage toss? Alley-oop? Where is it, baby?
Up. Zigify's looking for it. Bandage toss, going to hit a minion. Still force out the flash of Narwhal. So yes, you hit a minion, but you got the flash. That's all you were looking for. Narwhal now has to play so much safer in these fights.
And you do have to worry about the dive here, because Curse of the Sad Mummy, that's still available.
And Dragon is coming up here. People going to be looking at these objectives as the next big deal about what's coming through. Minute left on that spawn timer. The bot lane again just shoving in. Zigify has been the difference maker these games so far. Feels like.
Yeah, the difference maker, or the one who at least makes the huge difference. That becomes an even bigger difference. Wower has to be careful here. We have Verinda pathing on down. How's the pillar?
Verinda coming
has
in, has the pillar. decides not to go for it as they see they've been spotted on that pink ward. Just going to clear it out, get vision in the area, set up for the dragon that is in 40 seconds.
Just get some little bit of prio back in this bot side. Maybe get a back here for your bot lane. So you can look for a very nice back here, depending on what Vampiric Narwhal is sitting on in terms of money. Maybe it's enough to at least finish the Zerkers before this dragon, that extra move speed. Very nice. Flash Bandage Toss gonna land.
Bandage Toss into the Curse of the Sad Mummy, forces out the Flash and Lemon Sap, but over the top comes the Charm, pulling Zigify back in, not quite into tower range, but Zigify really chunked out in a flash-to-flash trade. Narwhal, they're looking to get onto Wower. Iller comes out, hostile takeover is there, forces out the Cleanse, and they're looking to keep the chase going. The heal will come out, though, as Verinda forced to back off, but look at who's coming down. It's Zigify, it's Spat, they want this fight. Verinda's in trouble, On the Hunt is popped, caught in the end. Verinda will fall, they're looking to continue. Flash in with the boomerangs, looking to rip through the team. Not quite enough, though, as the Flash comes out of Helium Bamboo.
And right before Dragon spawns, we see Verinda die there. I mean,
Narwhal's going forward, but he gets caught with a stun, pulled in by the wall. The exhaust is here, but Zigify steps forward and says, "Thank you for the kill," as the Despair picks him up 4-0 on this Amumu, and Narwhal just goes too deep.
Way too deep, trying to contest this dragon that they honestly had no real business contesting here. Yes, Zigify was low, but you don't have a jungler to contest the smite. You don't really have someone to lead the charge into that pit. So it's just Vampiric Narwhal leading the charge right into a Bandage Toss, right into the Flash Frost, right into the Glacial Wall. And you're just dropping there.
Narwhal just not playing with the respect that he has no Flash, has no Cleanse. Stepped up, tried to fight, and it just didn't go his way.
Honestly, all around, not a good look, bestie. As Kog'Maw, what I say is what you're banking on. Yes, this is going to be a damage Mordekaiser. Yes, it is going to be a damaging Trundle here, but let's be honest, when it comes to these late game team fights, it's not going to be the Trundle soloing the backline. It's not going to be the Mordekaiser soloing the backline. Yes, they will help pepper them. Hold that thought, because we got a gank. Flash.
Verinda up top here does manage to force out the Flash and the charge. Gets OnlyFans out to safety. Excuse me for a second.
Yep, maybe a little overkill on using the charge there. I think OnlyFans was safe, but better safe than sorry in a lot of these instances. As still 5-1 and a 4K gold lead here for the side of Kaizen. We might see objective bounties come up here at the 15-minute mark.
All in all, things very much in the favor of Kaizen at the moment.
Yep.
4K gold lead. Once again, Gaming Nerd getting ahead.
Yep, I mean, they're feeling fine and dandy. You got yourself 2 dragons as well. Just, you know, have that in the back pocket. Spat might be in some danger here. Flashes.
Flash catches with the Flash Frost, though. Lemon Sap chunked out big time, and reinforcements are here. Zigify's in the area. The Charm comes out, and it looks like Lemon Sap will just barely live. The Bandage Toss does not catch him.
We outie. Alright.
Zardes, though, looking to come in here in the backside. Gonna pop out that Death Grasp onto Spat. Sidesteps the Bandage Toss, gonna be walking away, though. Zigify looking to continue to chase. Catches on him, stacking up the Conquer. Bandage Toss is coming up. There's the Shrelia's chase. Death Realm comes out on Spat. Verinda trying to help his top laner, but Zardes, you don't want that as Spat is ripping through his HP.
The wall's still present.
There's the shield, but Spat running away. Hostile takeover over the top, only onto Lemon Sap. Verinda, though, in trouble. Pulled in by the bear trap on a rope, and he will fall to OnlyFans.
Yep. Another kill going over to Kaizen here. It's going over to OnlyFans, their first kill of the game here. Spreading the love. See the objective bounties are available soon. Pop up. And yeah, you're not going to be able to contest this Herald with your jungler down and things just looking worse and worse here for the former champions.
Yep, Lemon Sap, of course, the one remaining member of that title victory last season. But name still means a lot. Liam Bamboo stepping up to Gaming Nerd, trying to force him off. As Narwhal still just trying to farm up and get himself to an equal point, down 30 CS and 1,000 gold on Gaming Nerd right now.
Yep. And it's a rough spot to be in because you don't really have a rallying cry. It's just this one kill for Zardes in the top, but even then, that's evened out by the fact that OnlyFans has their own kill. So you really need to get something going here for the side up. Ow, Syndicate. That's me bumping my leg into the desk right here. But I mean, Syndicate. You got to get something going. Like I said here, their team, not the most proactive. You're really relying on that encore coming out from Lemon Sap.
It definitely is. Lemon Sap's Encore, the big tool of CC here that Syndicate has. Dragon coming up in 30 seconds would again put the side of Kaizen onto Soul Point if they can secure it. And this game, and this series in all honesty, has been all about Zigify, but OnlyFans here pulled in. Zardes looking to chase down and continue the damage coming out. Obliterate is sidestep, but the Rylai's there means that chase down is really strong if it ever happens.
Mm-hmm. Extremely strong potential there. Everything just gonna be calm here. We got the dragon up in 10. Everyone got their eyes on that. Held even summoned in the mid lane. Just to make sure you
stepping up, getting this damage, pulls him into the death room. OnlyFans in trouble, is about to get dismounted here. Pop Joust uses the violent tendency, stacking up, trying to get the remount coming in. He does remount, pulling him in, but Zardes is fully healthy. Joust back through OnlyFans. Nothing he can do but look death in the face and smile as he will be obliterated by Zardes.
Yeah, that's Rylai's Mordekaiser for you. Once you get in range, it's really hard to get back out. It is being traded on the cross side of the map here. It is going to be now Soul Point. That Mountain Soul is up on the table this game here for
Narwhal and Bamboo. Double flash is forced away out of Narwhal and Helium Bamboo as the flash came in from Wower to land the handshake. Nothing coming out of it in the end, though.
Ooh. Yeah, nothing coming out of it except some summoner spells here. And that dragon, but Syndicate just so far on the back foot this game and is continuing to get worse and worse, it feels like. For Syndicate, because they still aren't able to get too much rolling, except for this top lane. Zardes was able to get that 1v1. They're able to get this turret, actually. No, okay.
Going to back up, does not have the minions.
Yep. Would have been a nice
Zardes
little
playing it
safe.
safe. 19 and a half minutes into the game. Baron about to spawn. Don't expect to see any rushes here. Nobody that far ahead aside from Zigify on Verinda right now. But topside, OnlyFans going in on Zardes as Verinda is here, meaning that OnlyFans may have made a mistake, but look who's coming in. It's Zigify. It's Wower. And there's the Curse of the Sad Mummy over 2. And OnlyFans is ripping through, using the violent tendencies. He's looking to keep the chase going. He jousts through, gets the take down onto the top laner. Verinda forced to run, but that's a 1-for-0 going the way of Event Horizon Kaizen.
Ooh. Yep, they try and make a play happen. I respect that, but Syndicate gets called out here. Both
Speaking of play, they're going straight to Baron. This is a 20-minute Baron.
Okay. You do have a Sivir. Very good Baron taker. There is also an enemy jungler, though, on the map. There's a Blast Cone available.
I don't know if Verinda knows.
They know and they're in there, I think.
Okay, so they know, and there's not much they can do about it with the fact they're 80 carry and supported bot lane, which means 20-minute Baron going the way of Event Horizon Kaizen. Shrelly is pop mid to try and catch up to that wave. Spat lands the damage onto Helium Bamboo. The Wild Growth will come in alongside the help picks, but there's not enough help in the world to save you from that frost.
Great. Googly Mowgli here, Beckley. Yeah, this is just destruction. Like, they once again snowballed out of control here. 20 minutes in with the Baron buff, it's only gonna get worse. Charge at least forced out.
The spell shield from Gaming Nerd stops the charm onto him, keeps both him and OnlyFans safe. So they're just gonna walk away happy with that tower falling.
Yep. And the bot side, well, also on the mid side. Just pick that one up. And the outer one. You gonna continue? Nope. It's just gonna be back here. There should be some big purchases.
21 minutes, 7.5K gold lead at the moment for the side of Event Horizon. It's exactly what we saw last game.
Yep. Yep. Although they had the lead before they started just plowing through mid lane turrets. This time around, at least. Because last time, you know, it was around the time they dropped that second Herald because they had a nice team fight win beforehand. Then you just get a bunch of gold with that Herald. Yeah, not the case this time. Okay, look for the wall. Look for the Flash Frost.
It looks like Zardes just going to sidestep, get back towards his tower. Trying to walk out of everything, gets hit by the handshake, pulled back into the Glacial Storm. His Gaming Nerd trying to fight these autos through. Aurelius comes through. They're looking to dive him, but Zardes is just going to walk away, says, no thank you, I'm gone.
Is Zard going to walk away?
No, he is not. As in comes OnlyFans. Tries to pop the death grab to get away. But staying under his tower as close as he can. Pulled back in, though. OnlyFans picks up the kill.
Feels bad, man. You were almost out. You were almost out. But then the fourth member came for you, and you wept. Yeah, what can you do as Syndicate right now? Because you really are just behind on every front. Brenda gonna meet Wower in the jungle, but it means this turret just ripe for the taken. Don't have anyone auto-attacking it because Vampiric is in the bot lane right now.
Yeah, Vampiric in the bot lane right now did just recall to join his team, knows he is the only damage threat. Has picked up that Blade of the Rune King, trying to shred through whoever he can that he can hit in the front line, working towards his next Zeal item. If I'm thinking right, the double daggers built into that Runeant's Hurricane, so trying to melt through whoever he can. Bamboo, though, caught again with the Flash Frost, forced the Flash away. Bamboo's going to be having nightmares of this Freljordian after the game.
Yep. 5-level difference.
Verinda, though, right into Spat, tries to chomp. Going to be running, though. Sees the rest of the team, decides against it. The pillar, though, is dropped. Encore over the top. Okay. Lands on. Wower's down. That's going to be another falling in the end as Zigify is next on the menu. What?
You are going left.
The death. And that is 2-0 going the way of Syndicate. And that is massive. That's your big front line, and that's your support to keep your AD carry alive. But a Flash Frost lands on a 2. Spat gets a lot of damage out, drops the wall to walk away. Verinda, though, popping over the wall, pops the pillar, trying to run, decides against it, though, with Spat running for their life. Zardes looking to chase, and surprise Frost, though, and there is the Frostbite come through. Spat saying, wait a second, I win this. I have my AD carry coming to help me, and the side of Kaizen doesn't care, but Narwhal's caught. He gets melted by the Boomerang Blade, and that's the AD carry gone. That's the major carry of the fight gone.
That's a charge.
Charge coming in from OnlyFans. They're on to Zardes. They're on to Lemon Sap. They're on to all of TD. The dragon is going to be secured in the end by TD Syndicate. That might be all that's secured as Lemon Sap's next on the menu. Going to be melting down into OnlyFans. But Verinda buying time for his mid laner as he will be melting down Gaming Nerd. The auto is just out there as he will fall in the end. Zardes is going to continue to chase. That Death Realm has already come out. The exhaust onto Wower. Zardes is sacrificing his life. He will be falling here into the Glacial Storm, into the Violent Tendency. Spat picks up the kill.
Tragic. Zard almost had the damn kill there, but Spat with the egg living long enough. Then you pop out and get exhausted. We see OnlyFans just running into the backline there. There's no Kog'Maw to melt you, so it's just these two Enchanters and a Trundle. They're more than happy to take that. The silver lining for Syndicate is you at least got a dragon here. So
you got a dragon and you got 2 kills.
Yeah, you got some nice.
The big one was you got that shutdown. Do we know who got that? Let me check. It was Lemon Sap on Seraphine getting that 550 gold shutdown. So not the best, not the worst.
Yeah. It does let you get your own second eye in this game with that Rylai's. It does mean every one of your beat drops that he will be a snoop, so that's a cool interaction, I guess. But yeah.
Hold on, Verinda trying to step up, drops the pillar. Not gonna be able to get anything off of it. Is really, this just feels like it's Kaizen's game to lose once again. 10k gold in the lead, 26 minutes in. They're just dominating this.
Yeah, technically this game is going better for Syndicate because they were at least able to get those shutdowns.
That's not saying much.
Yeah, get a dragon for themselves. Even a single mountain dragon for you when you're behind you. Appreciate it because you know you die a little less quickly in fights, which gives you a little more of a fighting chance. The big issue is Baron's up. How the hell do you contest it? You're still 10k gold down. Okay, it's like 9.5k, but we could call that 10k because it's gonna feel like 10k either way.
Yep, Lemon Sap is down bot, has TP variable. Narwhal frontlining for the team, walking in to check the bushes, saying, okay, are they here? No. Are they here? No, but here comes Zigify and the team. There's the bandage toss onto Zardes. So we're going to burn him down first as the melting is coming through Verindo into the backline. But here comes the charm. Zigify is trying to murder down the Zardes. It's on Narwhal. The Kled is charging. Lemon Sap's alone to the front line. He will fall. Narwhal forced to run away as here comes his team. He's in danger, though. There's the flat hit. Cleanse comes in. It don't matter. The puck is put down as there is the rest of Event Horizon trying to charge forward.
And that is destruction, to say the least here. Is this just going to be game? You got 20 seconds.
They have a TP to use on this minion if they want, but they decide against it. Instead, just going for this top lane, probably peeling off toward Baron. But I think they're, if the usage, they have Spat and OnlyFans with TP. They can just TP that minion, keep it alive, and end the game.
Okay, I thought they might end there. I got out of my seat, but just gonna go with the double inhib take here, the very safe play. And now you just walk over to Baron while they're dealing with double supers crashing into their base, and then you're just like, yeah, try and contest this, buddy. We already know you're just way down in the hole.
Yeah, very down in the hole right now. Baron seems to be the next call for the side of Kaizen. They're just rotating over, taking this blue buff first for Spat, just to make sure that this Anivia has infinite mana, alongside the alongside the Seraphs and the Rod of Ages. Spat is never going to run out of mana. They just burn through whoever they may well please. As this Baron is just being shredded. No contest coming in. Dragon up in 50 seconds if the side of Kaizen wants it. If they just want to end the game, they can do what the hell they want right now, in all honesty.
Yeah, more or less. They're just vibing, you know? Just walk down the mid lane here. Or charge down the mid lane. Why not? What are they going to do?
There is the Curse of the Stab Mummy, though, on to Lemon Sap. Charm comes in, not going to do much. Narwhal's trying to kite back in auto, getting damage out. He's doing so much. Not able to take down Gaming, though. The exhaust is there onto Wower. No cleanse available. Narwhal is doing his best to just try and get the damage out. So many low blinking health bars, but it's not enough as Spat trying to frontline now, get some damage down. Verindo will fall. Narwhal and Zardes are the last men standing alongside Helium Bamboo, but this is a 5-stack of Kaizen. They want this game to end now, and they're gonna make sure it does. Tower 1, Tower 2, Nexus falls. Kaizen up 2-0 in the series.
And a very dominant 2-0 to say the least here, Bickle. I mean, Syndicate, they're really going to have to go to the drawing board on this one, because you tried all the eggs in the Kog'Maw basket this game, but once again, you started falling behind, and even harder this time around. It feels like Kaizen just kind of has their number. They kind of know all the schmoes here that are coming out from Syndicate. We even saw like some nice counter ganks in that bot lane, some nice counter ganks in that top lane, and I mean, Kaizen feel kind of invincible this series.
Kaizen doing so much work. It just felt like the Kog'Maw couldn't get enough done. They were set behind, and wherever Verindo was trying to get an advantage, Zigify was there matching and was more impactful. Just to give everybody else an update across the league, this is not our only 2-0 right now, as the side of CB Clowns are now up 2-0 on Tenebris Sports Aeon. The side of CB Forsaken are up 2-0 on the side of TD Dusk. So both TD teams with their backs against the wall. And we know that at least in one game, the side of CB Syndicate, not TD, CB Syndicate. Why do we have two teams with the exact same name in the league? No clue. Are up at least one game on Glacial Omen. I do not know the results of game 1. I just know that game number 2 went the way of CB. But with that, we are going to be heading to our break. When we come back, we bring you game number 3 of TD Syndicate taking on Event Horizon Kaizen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into game number three's draft here between Event Horizon, Kaizen, and TD Syndicate. Event Horizon up 2-0 in the series in honestly a very convincing manner in both games. And something surprising all of us, TD Syndicate will be remaining on the red side. They're saying, we don't need no side change. We just need to change up the draft. But Kaizen saying, we're just going to keep doing what works for us, as there is the Heimerdinger ban. But the Renata ban coming out of TD Syndicate, they're saying, this has been the problem. This was the issue the past two games. We've solved it.
I think there might be some other issues too. Because that Amumu, yeah, you don't often see the Amumu with that 20 CS gap in the 3-0 lead against a Trundle, but we saw that last game.
Yep, Kaizen sticking with the same three bans, Heimerdinger, Tarek, and Vagar hitting the ban phase, whereas Syndicate sticking with the Thresh, but adding the Renata, joining the fact that Syndra was on the ban phase last time. Now, Kaizen sticking with all reliable.
Why not?
It is the good old Sivir. Syndicate's response going back to what has gotten them to this point, and what I'm surprised it took them to get so far to, going with the Varus Lux poke bot lane. Something that Narwhal and Helium Bamboo have played a lot of this year.
Because Sivir actually does really terrible into poke because your spell shield is a super long cooldown and you don't really want to use it for poke, especially when there's a Lucid Singularity or the Chains of Damn Corruption here. So you will have that range advantage, you will have the poke advantage if this is that poke Varus. Might just be the on-hit Varus. Still puts out some okay poke, but it's going to be more so on the Lux. Going to be paired with the Lulu this time since the Renata Glass taken off the board here, Bickle. Does mean that there are no heals in this bot lane to help the Sivir sustain through. Act surprised the Mumu just insta-locked in the Swain, though. That's one way to deal with a Mumu hopping on top of you.
Definitely. Lemon Set picking up something a bit more aggressive with the Swain this time as opposed to the support-based Seraphine we saw last time. Whereas Kaizen keeping it simple with what's worked for him. Sivir's been good all three games. Zigify was a monster on Amumu last game. Let's give it to him again. And we lost one Enchanter for Sivir. Let's give her another one. This time, wow, we're going to be piloting the Lulu. Syndicate, though, very much pivoting into this poke Varus Lux with the Swain frontline. Bans coming out, Silas and Cho'Gath. Silas ban makes a lot more sense when you have a Swain ulti to steal this time.
Yeah.
But now, other bans coming in. Looks like they're still targeting the mid lane pool. Banning the Silas. And the last thing that the side of Syndicate's going to be banning will instead be that Anivia. Something that Spat played very well last game. And will Kaizen take away this Mordekaiser, something that we've seen Zardes blind both times so far? Or will we see Zardes head a different direction finally?
Because we've seen the Mordekaiser handled in the later stages of the game here both times, Bickle. Yeah, they're just going to be pinching the jungle pool. Yes, you have been kind of losing in the top lane 1v1 against Zard's Mordekaiser, but at the same time, it's like you kind of won both times when it comes to the team fights. When those do happen, it's like every time Zard goes in, they just kind of drive. They just kind of die. They just kind of drop. And you're like, all right, yeah, sure. You know, get that 2-0 lead in lane. Get that 4-1 lead in lane. You will die.
Syndicate deciding what the call is moving forward. Next pickup is going to be the Jarvan for Verinda, giving Zardes counter pick on R5, setting up a strong ganking jungler for Verinda. Very much pivoting from this past game style of, we have a Kog'Maw, and that's our only game plan to now. We have a ganking jungler, we have a good frontlining Swain, we have a good poke bot side. They have a lot of ideas of what to play through, as opposed to last time it was all very one-dimensional.
Yeah, they're definitely cooking differently in this game. We'll see what is the R5 here. Timer ticking down. Oh.
We have a mispick. We'll have to wait and find out what it is.
Yeah.
It is Mordekaiser as that B4, as we'd expect by the fact that it was just hovered instantly afterwards. So Mordekaiser, the B4 for Event Horizon. Now we just have to wait and see what is their fifth pick. Likely going to be the jungler that is responding to Jarvan. Sorry, not the jungler. We already have the jungler. We're at waiting to see what the mid laner is going to be here for Spat.
Goofed on broadcast.
It's going to be the Zillion.
Yo.
Can't Killian the Zillion, boys. As we thought Gaming Nerd was annoying with the... We said, okay, you're getting enchanted and made sure you can't be killed by the Renata W and the Renata You take away the Renata, well, guess what? We just find another way to make sure that our Sivir's not going to die.
Yeah. Although, really funny story. I have a friend that just came back to League after like 4 years, and we're having to explain new champions to him. It's like, oh, Renata Glass, they give a revive. Oh, Akshan also gives a revive, and they're like, wait, they just power crept Zillion twice? It's like, I
Yep.
guess, yeah, but Zillion is still quite the king when it comes to that mid lane here. Gonna work out fantastically. Does mean though that the Kaizen composition looked pretty similar to what Syndicate was rocking last game here, Pickle. Very heavily in the Sivir basket. Performed quite admirably on it, but you are going to be very reliant on that 500 range 80 carry here for damage. Thankfully, you don't have to worry about that 500 auto attack range when there's a J4, when there's an Olaf, and when there's a Swain all gunning for you in these fights.
Yep, Zardes with this Olaf, just gonna Ragnarok whenever he says, Curse of the Sad Mummy, not on my watch. Being slowed by Zillion, not on my watch. I'm going to run at you and hit you and stay angry and murder you. And that's about all Zardes is going to be looking to do on this Olaf, is just get on top of you and murder you. But once again, our drafts are complete. Who are you favoring in draft this time? Is Kaizen's looking very solid with a Sivir-based comp twice in a row now. Do they take the clean 3-0, or do Syndicate make it a series?
I'm leaning towards Syndicate this game, because just off of comps here, they have much more angles to carry. We saw what happened last game when you're not able to get your all eggs in the 80 carry basket really rolling. Even towards late game there, yes, you were getting a lot of free firing off, but it wasn't enough to get through. And if Kog'Maw can't do that, then Sivir's even harder in some aspects. We'll see, because Kaizen have had an absolute chokehold this game on objectives, and you get to snowball really hard off of those pickles. So maybe that's how they get this Sivir train rolling. But I'm leaning a little towards Syndicate.
Yeah, I can very much see what you're going for. The objective train has been all Kaizen all the time tonight. They've just been taking every objective they can. Nearly 4-0 soul swept both games. Last Dragon came up to a bit of a flip. No jungler there that did do Syndicate's way. But really, Kaizen has been in absolute control. But with this comp, Syndicate's looking to try and getting on top of Gaming Nerd and shut down the Sivir once and for all.
Yeah, just get on top of the Sivir. Kill him. Kill him again. Oh, Lord. I swallowed some water the wrong way.
No, I completely understand it. If people couldn't tell, I was play-by-play casting the last 2/3 of that game with hiccups. It is not fun. Would not recommend.
Yeah, it sucks. This is also a little worse of a swallow than normal. It's taking some extra coughs, but hopefully we'll sort out these technical throat issues, technical swallowing issues in the break.
Yep, but when we come back, we are going to be bringing you game number 3, possibly our final game of the night between Event Horizon Kaizen and TD Syndicate. Will Kaizen complete the clean 3-0 and send us home early, or does TD Syndicate still have some fight left in them? gentlemen, welcome back to game number 3 of the night. Event Horizon Kaizen currently up 2-0 in this series, looking to clean it out in a 3-0 sweep, whereas TD Syndicate, the defending BOL champions, are fighting for their lives here. Lemonsap, of course, throws out that never move, instantly forces out Wower's flash, and that's a way to start the game. That's a statement. That's a way to say we're not going down without a fight.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly haven't been going down without a fight. Even if they were super far behind when they took those fights, so they did kind of, still drop pretty quickly, but it's a thought that counts. And starting off once again with that 5-man push on the bot side, do at least get the flash this time. Really, really would have liked to get the first blood there, get some momentum going down immediately. This is just theoretical momentum if you're able to capitalize on that flash being down, whereas that instant 400 gold in your pockets, now that's something you really love and can wallop them with.
Yep, and it looked like the side of Syndicate knew the counter invade may be coming in, so they rotate everybody up there, including Narwhal and Bamboo, to try and respond. Instead, they just get the kill on the ward. Nothing too exciting coming in.
Technically a gold lead.
Technically a gold lead, as there is a 1 CS lead in jungle right now.
Insane, yeah. That's one of my favorite things about commentating. Whenever you see that level 1 ward kill, everyone's always like, insane, unwinnable, that 1 CS lead because of that ward. It's just kind of a given of the universe. Level 2 gang shaping up here with that red buff. If you get that flag and dragon, then get some red buff off. Red buff bops in.
And there's a light binding on to WoW. We're just going to keep taking a lot of damage. Something to note here, Vampiric Narwhal opting for the lethal tempo, so we may actually see the on-hit attack speed Varus with Bork, as opposed to something more like that poke Varus we've seen in the past. We'll have to wait and see, though, as there is OnlyFans trying to do some damage there to Zardes, who is getting poked out.
Yeah, people get a good little badonkadonk in with that big old decimate there. Zardes, having to rock the Flash and Ghost this game. You really want to be able to run down.
There lands onto Wower, who's getting chunky yet again. Helium Bamboo's hitting all these skill shots.
Yeah, I mean, that's the range advantage of this bot lane here on full display for Syndicate. Only gets worse when level 6 hits, because, I mean, even on hit, Varus can get a lot of burst. Out of that Chains of Corruption. Bit of a gank here in the mid lane. Zigify.
Lands. There's the double bomb off of that. Lemonsap will barely live in the end.
Oh, this is why you chug your potions, gamers. This is why you chug them potions. Sometimes it lets you live a gank.
Zigify and Spat did such a good job layering the CC. The time warp slow there to get him in range of the bandage toss into the double time bomb with a follow-up bandage toss again. Nearly chunks him out with a fadeaway time bomb, but Lemonsap just barely lives thanks to those potions, as you mentioned, as Flash is blown off of him for no summoners in response.
Yep. On a nice edge here. No first blood quite yet, despite a lot of close calls. Well, a couple close calls, I should say. Top lane going right out of here. Zardes gonna have to walk on out now that that passive has procced. You don't want to be sitting in the burn zone. Don't want to be sitting in the Bermordekaiser triangle? I don't know.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Zardes just throwing out these undertows, trying to tag OnlyFans, getting a bit of farm, getting a bit of poke in the same. Has that tough it out in case he ever wants to go in for the trade, make use of that shield. Helium Bamboo again sitting in this bush, threatening the light binding onto whoever steps up from Kaizen.
Ooh, Neil Saverinda here.
Flag, drag, not gonna be there, but it is caught for the light binding. Wower's trying to back away, but the ignite comes in. Helium Bamboo, first blood going the way he's sitting at well, top side. Zardes slow with the undertows, has the ghost pop. Looking to continue to chase, decides against it. Zigify is here though. Zardes goes in, flashes in with the undertow, gets the kill. Flash wasn't even needed, as that's kills across the board, going the way of Syndicate. Zigify though looking to get on the Zardes to toughen out his pop. Bandage toss is available. Not just yet, he's walking it. He's decided against going under the tower, as he knows Zardes might be able to turn that around. But 2-0 to the side of Syndicate.
And Syndicate, that's the sort of lead they want here. That's going to give him the first 2 kills of the map. That's going to give him a gold lead. That's going to give him prio over this first dragon as well. So they're feeling fine and dandy, you know. You got to kill on this bot side. Yes, it's on Helium, but Helium can make pretty decent use of it in this laning phase if you're able to get a little bit more of a snowball going. That final spark going to hit all the harder here against Gaming Nerd and Wower.
Exactly.
You know,
AP Lux, never a bad thing to have down in support. And a big thing, for the first time, TD Syndicate grabs an early drag.
yep, gonna help them quite a bit here, especially with their comp. You know, extra what 6% resistances helps when you have a J4, helps when you have a Swain, helps when you have Olaf. 3 champions that really just want to get into the back line, and every little bit of tankiness juice helps them with that goal here, Bickle. I mean, it's not gonna be a make or break sort of thing, but it's something you'll be like, yeah, I appreciate it.
Definitely is. But right now, farm going back the way it is. Slight CS lead the way. I mean, slight gold lead the way of Syndicate, but nothing too impactful at the moment. Everybody just going to be farming it out.
Yep. Definitive, well, a small gold lead here. Technically definitive for this point in the game. You know, 6 minutes in, 600 gold, you know. That's technically noticeable. The 10% rule is applying.
Fair point. Fair point.
Because the general rule of thumb is when it's a 10% gold differential, then you start noticing it on a team-wide basis. And this is technically past that 10% differential. It doesn't really apply, you know, when you want to get into the specifics here, when you're this early in the game. In fact, the gold lead has completely shrunk with some backs, with some CSing here.
But something to note for the side of Kaizen. One, once again, Zigify is very ahead of the pace of Arenda, up 20 CS already in that jungle, despite having also ganked. And 2, the vision control from the side of Kaizen is phenomenal. They have both these rivers lit up like a highway. If anybody's on that highway, they know about it.
My life is a highway. I'm gonna ride. Okay, I don't want to get us.
Don't get us PMC'd, please. But right now, junglers both on the bot side, potentially looking to make something happen here in the AD carries. As Zigify stepping up, going to be playing it safe for now. 6 is available for Zigify, so he has that bandage toss into the Curse of the Sad Mummy available if he can ever land anything.
Okay, Zigify looking for the alley-oop. Not looking for the alley-oop, just recognize it. Okay, taking a little too long. They're a little too far in range. Never mind.
Bandage toss lands there. Flash in, polymorph. Helium Bamboo is not hit, but Narwhal is. He is exhausted, and he will melt to Gaming Nerd.
All right, and just like that, Kaizen able to get their first kill on the board, and it's going over to Gaming Nerd, someone who's been very prolific on the server these past 2 games, and is going to have a very super-focused comp around them. They are the more or less sole star of this composition when it comes to damage in these team fights, and you know what? You got yourself a kill. That technically puts you at a lead in this lane, especially with this Cole stacking up.
Yep. Wow, we're trading the Flash exhaust there for both flashes of the AD carry and support on the side of Syndicate, meaning anytime Zigify's in that area, it's going to be danger, especially once that Curse of the Sad Mummy's back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, enjoy that. It's gonna be extremely fun to deal with. Things will be at least calm for the next bit while we wait on the next dragon. It is not going to be Mountain. That is the classic spectator bug of Hextech and Chemtech dragons showing up as whatever the past dragon was, or just not showing up at all in that top little thing there.
Riot, fix your system.
Like, you don't know how hard I want to yell at Riot, because
it's
even
been over a year.
Broadcasts have to deal with this, okay? And you think they would have done something about it, but no. I don't know why. Oh well.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir right now.
Yeah. More or less. At him. We got a little bit of downtime here for this next dragon. Might see a little bit of action if either of these teams wants to make something happen before then, so you have the advantage going into it. Especially in this bot lane, I mean, Vampiric and Helium, they have both their ultimates. You can just send those out if you happen to land a Elucidated Singularity or the Binding, and pop either one of these enemy bot laners.
Yep. bit of damage coming out from that poke, as you mentioned, Lucid Singularity. Good zoning, good damage in the AoE. Helium Bamboo still threatening the light binding if they want to step up. Throwing out another Singularity, not going to get much off of it though. As now 6 available for Narwhal, the Chains of Corruption lockdown that's mentioned with the combo could do a lot to either of them. So Gaming Nerd really going to need to play it careful with this spell sheet.
Mm-hmm. Gonna have to be tiptoeing here. Alright, flag. No drag though. No drag. We are not Tokyo Drift. I think that's the name of this. Yeah, it is Tokyo Drift. Oh, there's the Singularity. Light binding? Nope, just gonna be the piercing arrow. Alright, it is the
Meanwhile,
poke.
mid lane, Herald is dropped as they want to get Spat and Zigify some more gold and try and open up this map. As now Zigify and Spat are looking to potentially rotate down through this river. Are spotted out on wards, so you know that Narwhal and Bamboo know it's coming. They just got to play it safe. So rotating up, in comes Zigify.
Misses.
He gets the bandage toss. Helium Bamboo's in trouble, gets locked down by the double time bomb. Wow, we're looking to step up. Gets that slow from the Polymorph onto Vampiric Narwhal. Backing away though. Help Pix getting a good shield off. But that is 1-0 going the way. Meanwhile, Verinda and Lemon are here. Bandage toss in. Curse of the Sad Mummy not going to come out. But there's the double bomb. There it is over the top. Lemon Sap is burning. Going to sidestep the bandage toss. Verinda trying to buy time. But there is the Chrono Shift save. Narwhal will fall. Zigify still alive as the chase continues. As Spat is making this work. And there's the fadeaway bomb. 4-0. Going the way of Kaizen as they're breaking this game open with Zillion.
In the words of my Italian friend on Discord, Mama la frickin' mia. This game just flipped upside down. That is now a 3-kill lead for the side of Kaizen. When it was such a promising start for Syndicate. They got that 2-0 in the early game. They're able to get that early dragon, put themselves on the front foot in this game. But just like that, now the dragon is going to be evened up here for Kaizen. They got that 3-kill lead. Thankfully, 3 of those kills are on this Zillion, who's not going to be the one absolutely destroying your composition. But it does mean that that Chrono Shift for the member of the team that is going to be destroying your composition is going to be up much more often. Sardes going at it.
Only fans in a bit of trouble there. Backs away, decides not to take that fight as the damage is stacking up. But as you mentioned, Spat is showing why Zillion is such a strong pick. He has been making such good usage of the Time Warp, speeding Zigify into the team, getting the resets and the Time Bomb combos off onto whoever he wants, and just getting the CC Che down, all while having the Chrono Shift available. There is so much utility. Stardust gets to slow onto OnlyFans, but OnlyFans can play it safe and not step up. Verinda is in the area as they're possibly looking to get something here. Sides against it though. Spat drops the bomb. Good combo out. Slow's coming out saying you can't trade with me, Lemon Sap. But that's funny. Wow, we're throwing out these glitter lances for a bit of damage as Spat is just making Lemon's life a living hell mid.
Yeah, it's not often where you see the Zillion being the one with the kill threat in a lane, but with how far ahead Spat is, I mean,
he's landing these bombs like they're point and click.
I mean, they did used to be point and click before the rework.
Don't remind me. Do not remind me.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
It's like,
his
oh, you're in range?
used to be point and click. His XP passive used to be global and apply to everybody.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they didn't even technically change much about the rework, because it's like, you technically still have bombs on keys, technically still have passive on, or XP on your passive, but it's so much more interesting. Crazy.
Definitely more interesting. As Spat is making things happen with his Zillion 3-0-1. He's been the game changer, the difference maker so far this game. And really, he's been making sure that Zigify can get some stuff done as well with this Amumu.
Yep. They're just popping off here across the rift. They got themselves that 3K gold lead.
Manages to secure their own blue buff. The Zigify now in the area, maybe in a bit of trouble. Sidesteps the light binding, goes in there on Verinda. Forces the flash out of Helium Bamboo as the threat of the light, as the threat of the Curse of the Sad Mummy with the follow-up of the team was there. And it just feels, once again, Kaizen is in the driver's seat.
Yep, once again, back in the driver's seat here and looking fine and dandy. So I got 2 minutes till the next dragon, though, so they're not going to be converting that into that objective, and there's no Herald to be spoken of right now. But gain control of the river nonetheless, always good to have that. And look to just establish more control over this map, get some more picks here, try and get some more gold rolling into the bot lane.
Just looking to get a bit of chunk back, realizes he needs to get himself more of an advantage. Up 20 CS, but it's not really enough for what the position the rest of his team is looking to be in. Down 3K across the map. Once again, an advantage growing for Gaming Nerd, but the biggest lead is now in this mid lane. 1.5 gold. Bombs coming out with that Everfrost.
Yeah.
There is so much CC on the Zillion.
Yep, it is kind of crazy, but thankfully, it is still a Zillion, even a Fed Zillion. Not exactly known for kill threat. Spat did have some previously before that last back, although now Lemon Sap has some more stacks of that Rod of Ages, has an extra null magic mantle in the pocket, so these bombs, they're bringing you down gradually, but it is taking a while. The biggest victim, though, is this turret that is getting constantly pushed in. Come on, Spat. Bomb. Bomb. Would you look at that?
The frontline minions go, and I have a second, and I have a feeling, oh, there go the backline minions as well.
No? Okay.
Gaming Nerd is making good use of these ricochets to just rip through these minion wave and shove in, but that mid lane tower has fallen, as you mentioned. First tower going over to Spat in the mid.
Yeah, that's first turret and gold lead. Ballooning a little further here for Kaizen. We're once again in the driver's seat for the third game in a row.
Signify may be in trouble here. Flag drag does land on him. There's the undertow slow coming in. Chase coming in, but Spat is here. Lands the Everfrost slow, but Zigify tagged by the final spark. And a good usage of the chrono shift means that final undertow only sends him into the revive. Spat holding it as long as possible, but keeps his jungler alive.
Yep. Keeps him alive. Does mean Ripshield Prio in favor of Syndicate. It's like they'll be able to snag this.
It's a trade of objectives yet again. As now this dragon going over to the side of Event Horizon Kaizen. Ocean Dragon going to be heading their way. Ocean Soul could be big.
Yep, gonna be second dragon though. 18 minutes in, so realistically speaking, it's gonna be a while before we really start having to talk about Soul. So something on the back burner for now. You're behind. The Herald's
looking to engage, gets the slow, gets the root, gets the double bomb, but Helium Bamboo is in trouble as Zigify picking up the solo kill on the Amumu. 1-0-4, up 35, up almost 40 CS on his opponent in the jungle. Zigify has been demolishing Farinda in the jungle.
And Zigify has just been such a game changer. This series has been so crucial in generating a lot of these early game leads that lead into what we've seen as blowout leads in the previous two games. This time around, much more even, at least for now. Still a very healthy lead, but you know Zigify has played a pretty key role in that here.
Yeah, it definitely has. Zigify making me eat my words. In the pregame doc, I gave Farinda the edge in jungle, and Zigify saying, I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that, as he just shreds the entirety of Farinda and the rest of TD Syndicate, showing why he is a jungler to be feared here in BOL.
Absolute monster. Pierce Narwhal fending off the push onto the turret. Going very low though, has to be careful.
Definitely is. Turret falling low. Now with Zigify in the area, no, they're just going to look to push up and siege down this tower. As topside, Zardes, again in the 1v1, doing great. It's just a matter of, the game's not a 1v1.
Yeah. Kind of hard to swallow that pill sometimes.
Off of that. Flashes all around, as we did see the attempted engage off of that bandage toss was not enough there, meaning nothing going to come out of it. Just a lot of flashes burned, because it was just the exhaust of Lulu for double flashes of this bot lane. And that's been the story this entire time. Vampiric Narwhal and Helium Bamboo have never been allowed to have their flashes.
I mean, with all the engages here on the bot side, it's like, yeah, you know, you're having to use that on cooldown. We're out summon in the mid lane, though. Gonna force out the teleport.
Keep it coming in. Long Deathgrass lands there. Zigify
Good
pulling
yoink.
in, forces out the Demonic Ascension, flag drag into the knockup. Death Realm comes out as OnlyFans is looking at 1v1 Lemon Sap, but you don't do much when he's in ulti. But now the 5v5 begins. Curse of Mummy over the top. There's the Cataclysm on a multiple, but Zordace is down, Marinda is down, and it looks like Lemon's next on the menu. You can't heal from that.
Oh, the house.
Zigify has been revived. Narwhal is next on the menu, and OnlyFans was behind, but not anymore, as that's a triple. Looking to continue the chase as there's the obliterate quadra kill for OnlyFans.
Almost the penta. I promised. Well, I threatened the admins that if there was a pentakill using the new Discord soundboard feature, I would play the MLG air horn, but no penta. So we won't be subjecting the stream to that. But hey, you know what? Who needs the damn Baron? We're just cracking up the base anyway.
We're up 7k gold at 21 minutes. They're peeling off, already heading back towards their third, basically 20-minute Baron of the series. And once again, Kaizen, foot on the gas, pressure on the throat of TD Syndicate, saying, we are ending it here. We are ending your dream of the repeat, as TD Syndicate, maybe at the end of their ropes, backs against the wall. One last chance to make a shot at Kaizen.
Gonna have to make the YOLO play here sometime. Because outside of those 2 kills they got to start off the game, have not been able to get any other kills whatsoever this game. And once again, they're just so severely on the back foot, they're gonna need a miracle.
Miracle is an understatement right now. All 3 games have been in the complete, utter control of Event Horizon Kaizen. They're showing why they are contenders. They are ones to be feared. They deserve a space in the semifinals to fight for the BOL title in the finals. They want to compete with the best, to be the best, and they are showing that against the defending BOL champions in TD Syndicate. Yes, it's a new roster, but the org is the same, and Lemon Sap is that same mid lane of blood, and Spat has been demolishing him here today.
Able to at least get a little bit of objective bounty in their pockets with Soul Point and gonna be going over to Kaizen. Still got the purple buff here, and still got control over this game.
Definitely are. 3.3k gold to 41k, 33, almost 34k gold to 41k gold. Complete advantage going over to Kaizen right now. They're pushing with this Baron buff down bot side. Right now, it's just Lemon Sap trying to defend, has the minions. Chains of Corruption, though, land there onto Gaming Nerd. They're trying to peel. In comes the Demonic Ascension. They're trying to get something. Gaming Nerd gets that wild growth, but he's pulled back in and blown up by the Demon Flare.
That's a big
one for nothing going away of TD Syndicate. We're now trying to back away. Happy with the kill they got. Pulling in, though, Lemon Sap remains in the Demonic Ascension, getting some healing up. Looking to get on the Spat as well, but the speed off of that Whimsy is able to get him out of there.
Hi, Zuki. My dog came to say hi, but nice 1-for-0 there. You're gonna need a lot more than that, but it is the first step of many that you do want to be taking here as Syndicate. Able to get yourselves that small shutdown, able to weather most of this Baron buff. You know, you still lose a turret or 2 here and there, but you're fine with that. Establish some control over this map.
Nothing new. 3.5 minutes until that next dragon would be Ocean Soul for the side of Kaizen if they secures. And in fact, both objectives on the same timer. So when that time comes up, you know Syndicate is going to be in a lose-lose situation. Do you give the Baron or do you give the Soul? Can't have both.
It's always such a hard call because it's like, it's the catch-22. It's like you deny the soul. Okay, that's your second dragon of the game. Cool. enjoy that extra 2.5% missing health regen. We have Baron, so we're just gonna completely blow up your base. But the other end is, well, you're super far behind and got Baron. You can't exactly use this to really force the game. We're gonna still have that soul when your Baron buff ends. So it's always a catch-22. I personally lean a little bit towards the dragon, but I also kind of put too much pride on dragons myself. I like big
Dragon
numbers.
Soul, of course, extremely impactful. Whatever the Dragon Soul is, it exponentially increases your win rate. Something you love to have. And right now, it just looks like Kaizen's playing the map slow and steady, waiting for the point where they can put TD Syndicate in a lose-lose situation.
More or less, yeah. It's been a dominating 2-0 so far in this third game. Also looking fairly solid outside of those first 2 kills early on in the game. Syndicate, they have been getting better as the series goes on in terms of holding on, but they still got steamrolled in those
That,
previous
though,
games.
lands. That forces out the Ragnarok, as that is a big cooldown now not available for Zard.
So that Ragnarok's going to be your ticket into this back line here. If you're Zard AC, you need that to get on top of this Sivir and start dealing damage. Not going to have that. That's a big blow.
Zigify just standing in the bush, making sure whoever steps up's in a bit of danger. No CC immunities available for any teams. Right now, side of Kaizen just sieging away, forcing a 4-man response up top side as this 1v1 bot side is going on between OnlyFans and Light.
The siege just continuing on. Bringing it on home, I like to say.
Definitely are. Right now, peeling back minute on both big objectives. They gotta feel like Kaizen getting ready to put themselves in the final gambit position, making sure they're going to proceed forward to secure whatever they need.
Just bring it on home. They're taking it slow, knowing, hey, we got this dragon up here, okay? Rinda trying to get something going, recognizes, hey, the team's not able to quite follow up here. Let's not risk it too hard for this biscuit.
Exactly. 15 seconds on the dragon, 10 seconds on the Baron. What is the call here? It seems like dragon control is the call for both these teams. Kaizen want the soul, Syndicate want to stop it, and we're about to see a 5v5 as OnlyFans is in a bit of trouble. He's zoned off on his own. He gets caught by the life binding, pulled in, flag drag, knockdown, has to pop the health from. He's on to Verinda. He's looking to melt him down. He's about to pop out of here in the middle of 5 members, but both of them flash away to get towards their team. There's the bandage toss into the backline. There's a big root coming in. Ragnarok is there. Zigify lands curses have on the only out of 2. Forced to run away. Does have that coming in though.
There's
but it will time out. The res
That's
is not
down.
there. Into the backline, OnlyFans getting work done. Zigify is there. Helps take down Narwhal. 2 for 2 across the map. But the lemon sap is still coming in. There's the root. He's coming as here comes Zardis into the backline. Has the healing, has the shankiness, lands the undertow onto OnlyFans. He will rip him to shreds with the reckless swing, and suddenly Syndicate has life.
4-4-2, and they actually deny the soul here. They don't have to go for the catch-22 and give up the Baron in exchange for this, Bickle. They're enjoying that. That's going to bring them a lot of life back into this game. We'll still be down a very noticeable about 5.5k gold, but like, you'll take that. You know, you also get the objective bounty. You got some big kills there.
Absolutely take that. Objective bounties, shutdowns, everything you need to start closing this game up just a little bit. And what was a massive gold lead a little bit before, only down to 5k now. Yes, that's still pretty big, but it was a lot less than it used to be.
Yeah, but the name of the game is you kind of have to back and get ready for this Baron because that's the song and dance now. At least for the next 4.5 minutes. Until that next dragon comes. Then we'll have to see the same song and dance again. But if you had that much of a leg when you were down about 7 or 8k, you're going to have a much better leg going into that next one if you're only down 5.5k.
Definitely will. You won that last fight, which means you can win whatever fight you're going to need to. They just need to keep these fights coming. They need to play around Lemon Sap and that Demonic Ascension, as that was so impactful in that last fight. Zardes also staying alive quite a while, thanks to the Ragnarok, on top of his Jack shows, being really tanky. Really, Sivir can't rip through everybody fast enough. She can only throw out these ricochets and hit who's in front of her, and you can't hit everybody at once.
And with the rallies completed on Lemon Sap too now, like once they get on top of Gaming Nerd, they are staying on top of Gaming Nerd, because that slow just going to be constantly applied when you are in that demonic extension. And good luck getting out of that one, buddy, because you won't.
Yeah, definitely, and it feels like things starting to close up. Get a little bit closer. Everybody's starting to get some items. We have 3 items on Zard. We have the Hydra, Jack Show, and the Spirit Message, making sure he's going to be healing so much whenever he hits anything. You see the Gore Drinker and the Maw for Verinda, making sure they're a bit tankier and sustained whenever they're going in with that Cataclysm. They're able to pop that Gore Drinker and get the healing and the extra shielding off the Maw. We see Roa, plus the Rhyalize that you mentioned, and a Spectre's Cowl, so building some MR for Lemon Sap, making sure that Gaming, that Spat, that OnlyFans, that Zigify aren't going to be doing as much. We see the Kraken and Bork for Narwhal. We see the Loons there for Killing Bamboo, but the chase is looking to continue. Light Binding lands. They're on to Spat. Cataclysm comes in. Double Bomb not going to land the root, but the root comes in, forces out the stopwatch of Spat, who is in trouble here. Knocked up with that Wild Growth, followed by the Chrono Shift. Spat is still alive, and he runs away with the Time Warp. Dear God, you cannot kill anybody if you try and pick one person on Kaizen.
Yeah. It is definitely a little on the challenging side, to say the least, you know. Zonia's, Chrono Shift, Wild Growth. Yeah. But, hey. Let's see what the position on Baron is, because everyone is still alive for this. We see the immediate teleport back in from Spat, and it's just going to be a bit of a show-off here. Maybe a little bit of name room. We got a flank shaping up from Zigify, or they might just be pincered off from their team. Depends on how things shape up. They're going to regroup, though.
There is no way to kill Spat. You have to burst through a Zhonya's, a Seraph's, a Lulu Shield, a Lulu Ulti, a Zillion Ulti, and all the peel of an Amuma. It's not happening. You can't kill him.
Yeah, I mean, you can. That's how you get him into the Chrono Shift.
You have to burn through all to get him into the Chrono Shift, and then he says, "Lol, I'm rezzing at 3/4 half health. Good luck."
Yeah, definitely a little memey. Not gonna lie.
That took everything from Syndicate just to pop all of those. They burned the Cataclysm. They burned the Chains of Corruption. They burned all their lockdown, and it still wasn't enough.
Yep. And it's a pretty low cooldown at this point in the game. That's got to be what, 55, 60 ability haste minimum.
Everything's up now.
I mean,
Everything from Spat is up. His Sonya's, his
okay,
Sarah.
there it is. Now it's up.
It's all up. Like, what do? You can't get him. He's immortal.
Wow,
Spat just clearing away.
Like a few seconds where you're dead.
Now. Yep. But that does mean, of course, that if he's burning everything on himself, you can't try and burn down somebody else.
Yeah.
But this dragon, Ocean Soul on the table now. Can Syndicate do it again? Can they find the shutdown? Can they stop this Sivir? Gaming Nerd is who you have to keep your eye on, as he is the damage threat for Kaizen.
Yep. It's really on Gaming Nerd here. I mean, yes, you got this 6 kill, 3.5 item Mordekaiser, but once you go into the Death Realm, that's really just one person in DPS.
Zardes in trouble, rooted down, pops the Ragnarok. He's in trouble, has to go in, he's going on to Zigify. Flag Dragon will knock him up. Here comes Lemon Sap. but Zigify is living the
That's
tackling from the backline. The res
Gaming
is
Nerd's
popped.
free-firing.
Gaming Nerd's just free-hitting in the backline, throwing the ricochets through, and meanwhile, Zard is trying to get on. They're on to Werewolf, but there goes Zigify. Gets the
yet.
root.
Okay.
There's 1 kill. There's 2.
Ew.
Gaming Nerd is still full health, free-firing. Verinda is next. Helium Bamboo and Verinda, the last man standing. Helium Bamboo is the only member left. Gaming Nerd was left alone to fight the entire team with no threats to him, and he just ricochets, and Spat drops the bombs, says goodbye Helium Bamboo, goodbye TD Syndicate, goodbye reigning champions, hello semifinals, as Kaizen will close this out, will end the story of TD Syndicate, will end Lemon Sap's quest to repeat, and will send themselves to the semi-final.
And that's got to feel so bad for Syndicate here, Bickle, because they were making the comeback in that fight. They had a pretty decent start. Like, you catch Zigify with their pants down, you burst that Amuma down low, the Chrono Shift's blown on Zigify, but Gaming Nerd's just untouched, and we see that damage come through. No Zonias for Lemon Sap either to just go into the backline, go low, and then just heal back up. Gaming Nerd is the carry they need when they need it, able to pop off in the end there. Even though it is 4-2-11, the cipher damage is immense. 3-0 for the side of Kaizen.
Not just 3-0, clean and convincing 3-0 in dominant fashion. We were expecting this to kind of be our long game. Like, this one could be really close going back and forth. Who knows how this will break. This is the first series done. I want to give you guys an update about who else is moving on to the semis, but I can't, because guess what? TD Dusk took a game against the CB, meaning they're going to game 4. Spat and his crew at Kaizen just ended this here. TD Cream Cheese and the rest, and Cola and Co. at Glacial took down a game against CB, means they're going to game 4. Glizzy and Co. at TE at Tenebris Esports took a game off Clowns. They're going to game 4. This is our only 3-0. We're done. Go Farino. We thought we'd have a long competing night with back and forth gameplay. Kaizen says, no, get your sleep. Have a good night. We're done.
Yeah, we are. Well, we are done. Might have a little bit more of a thing here once we go to cams.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, relatively quick, all things considered, because usually IBS games, they tend to go on a little bit longer. We like playing long games here in the IBS League, but 2 sub-25-minute games for those first 2 games, and this one is 36 minutes. Definitely a little on the longer side, all things considered, but no, we're out before 11 in a best-of-5. That's not something you typically see.
That's certainly. I've been up to 2 a.m. recently because of some best-of-5s that started at goddamn 7. We started a best-of-5 at 8 and we're done by 11. That's insane.
Yeah, not even 11. I mean, we got what? Oh, we got an extra 13 minutes to spare. Goddamn, yeah. I mean, props to Kaizen. This was clean. This was calculated. Yeah. Yes, the game Kaizen, number 3.
Absolutely phenomenal performances all around. Everybody stepped up. I got to ask you, Go Farino, MVP of the series for Kaizen. Who you got? Because I know who mine is.
Definitely Zigify. I mean, we kind of been talking about them.
Zigify.
Yeah, we've kind of been talking about them all series long. They're the one making those plays, helping their team get these big leads, just put the enemy 6 feet under on the bot and mid side of the map, and that's what they really helped secure this 3-0, all things considered.
Zigify absolutely dominating the jungle, showing why they are one of the most dominant jungles we still have here in BOL. We talked about the fact that Verinda was trying to live up to the legacy of Super Square, to fill that hole on the roster. And we said that could possibly happen, but Zigify is showing that he is not one to be slept on. They are one to contend with the best of the best. And now Kaizen punched their ticket to the semifinals. Moving on to next round, they are going to face off against the winner of the current ongoing series between TD Dusk and CB Forsaken. Currently Forsaken up 2-1 in the series, but Dusk not going down without a fight. Meanwhile, on the other side of the bracket, the winner of CB Syndicate and Glacial Omen will face off with the winner of CB Clowns and Tenebris Esports Aeon. Both of those in their game 4 right now. This series was really close and convincing, but the others that are still ongoing could very much go either way, and I'm really excited to see who else is moving on. Are we going to see a clean CB sweep across the series and end up with three CB teams and a Kaizen, or are they all going to get upset? We get no CB remaining.
Um, that's something we'll have to see as the night goes on here. Sadly, we don't have them on stream. Um, CB might be streaming their game on their channel. I believe that's what they usually do. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Somebody's got something streaming. I think I don't know who's got it where, but I'm sure if you look around in chat in BOL IBS chat, you could probably find out who's streaming what game. But yeah, with that, that's it for us here tonight. Go Farino, thank you again for joining me. Caddy, thank you for production. I know things were a bit rough at the start, but you got it back together. You're a beast. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you very much. Chat, thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining all of us. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. We'll be back here again next week with the semifinals of BOL IBS as a new team will look to plant their flag atop the BOL mountain as our reigning defending champions of TD Syndicate have fallen. But that's it for this week. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you next week.
Godspeed, gamers.